As you all know by now, a new pope has been elected. It only took 3 days for the conclave to come to agreement to elect this new pope, who seems to be a bridge to a lot of countries, and if we may say, could be a bridge to a lot of political, social issues going on in the world today. Welcome back to your one-stop hub for global news, sports, finance, and celebrity gossip. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a beat. This is your pop culture news. So, as you know, Pope Francis has passed on Easter, April 21st, and he's been replaced. According to customs, the members of the clergy have to mourn the Pope for 9 days. He also has to be um, buried within that time, and an election has to be hosted no later than May 11th, basically. So, because of all that, everything went accordingly, and it also seems like Pope Francis had planned everything accordingly. So he may have made things easy for um, the next person to succeed him to actually come to power. So everything just went seamlessly almost. The funerals went well. A lot of world leaders were in the Vatican for a last farewell of Pope Francis, who was much loved by the world and by many, but also detested by others because he was the only pope that has poked a little or has maybe hurt some leaders in a way, because he actually went deep into some subjects that some popes have never ever went into details. And we're talking about the questions of the LGBTQ. Pope Francis was an adamant, not even an adamant, but Pope Francis was let's say somebody that wanted for the LGBTQ to have their fair um treatment in the world, unlike some members of the Vatican who have banished them or have been talking ill will about the LGBTQ groups. There's also things like the meddling of the Western world in issues concerning the third world countries, Africa, and some other Asian countries, and so forth. And Pope Francis has been also an advocate for those without a voice in those countries. All that to say, the news is out. A new pope has been elected. It only took 3 days for the conclave to come to an agreement, and the new pope's name is Leo 14th. In French, his name is Léon 14. So now, who is this pope? We don't know much about him. There's a lot of we know some about him, but it seems to be a little bit unclear. So this is what we know so far. According to our sources, the new pope is American. He was born in Chicago. He is 69 years old, so the age is very appropriate. And we feel like at 69 as a pope, it's actually being young. It's like being 30 years old in the in the papal um circle. So 69, he has enough time to actually grow into his role and also stay there a little bit longer. In terms of where he's from, so he apparently his mother is from a Spanish background, so he has a little bit of Hispanics in him. He On his father's side, he is French and Italian, and yeah, that's what we know so far. He also served in Peru, where he was much loved, where he has done a lot of work for the country. And as an honor and gratitude to his service in Peru, he was granted the Peruvian citizenship. So he's not only an American citizen, born in America, Chicago precisely, but he's also a Peruvian nationality granted to him through his act of service. So that is what we know so far. Everybody seems very content about this new pope. We think he might be a bridge to the world because of his roots, Hispanics, Italian, French, American. So you get the idea. Something really interesting also is that he was under the wing of Pope Francis. And if you know Pope Francis, you know that he was very humble. He wasn't into the opulent world or ways of doing things at all. It was a very simple Pope, and he also subscribes to the Saint Augustine's scriptures and way of being, which is very humble and, living in a very simple manner. And therefore, this new Pope also has grown under Pope Francis and has, according to sources, this new Pope shares also some of those humble ways of living, just like Pope Francis did. It also seems like he subscribed to also the St. Augustine scriptures and way of living. So it seems like this new Pope, Pope Leo XIV, would be able to carry the torch from where Pope Francis left it. So there won't be any, people don't foresee him erasing everything that Pope Francis has done all these years. That rather they see him as somebody that will carry out or carry forward all that Pope Francis has done thus far. One last thing that we wanted to add is that there's been a lot of rumors that um, African countries wanted a black pope. And in some cases, some countries may be a little bit sour about the decision, but it doesn't really look like it from the sources that we've actually gone through. It seems like there wasn't much of an expectation to have a black pope in a way. It was more of a suggestion and more like a hope that it could or would happen. But African countries are not desperate for this news. They weren't desperate to have a black pope either, because they knew, due to the Vatican and the 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 laws of the Vatican, the traditional um customs of the Vatican, having a black pope is a little bit far-fetched. So they weren't expecting much. They didn't expect much from this to happen anyway. So that is all we wanted to bring forward. Let us know what you think about this new pope. Did you expect it? Are you happy about the outcome? Some people are commenting on this. Some people are very indifferent. We get it. It's a big news anyway. With everything going on in the world, it's nice to see that some people still have faith in religion, in the Catholic faith per se, and that in the event of a war or anything that may be unresolved by political leaders, hopefully we could have this Pope could intervene and could actually weigh in and bring peace to the world. That's our hope. We love you for watching as always. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.